All right, this is my progress report for Prankert and Western Lit. Something I wanted to talk about was what I brought up the other day about how there are certain things that we don't have the perspective to kind of see, like how there's just you can say work hard, work hard, work hard, but sometimes there's other things that there's other variables that are getting in the way. Like something that I started to notice after reading this book and watching that 2020 thing is if someone doesn't invest in you, it makes it a lot harder coming from that kind of background to get out of where you're at. Like for example, the football player in the 2020 video, he didn't really have anybody to invest in him. His family's, doing all that stuff. They want him to come dig coal illegally from out the side of a road. And so once he started hitting walls with grades and such in college, he kind of quit. Compared to someone like J.D. Vance, who gets into the Marine Corps invests in him, teaches him how to do all these different things, and then he's graduating from college 4 or 6 years later from Yale and writing books now. And so I feel like that's one of those things that just we don't really have the perspective on all the time coming from our kinds of backgrounds. Nobody in this college, well, not nobody, excuse me, not many people in this college should say, came from a bad family or from a poor family. Everybody probably in this college is, lower to upper middle class, if not higher. So we don't necessarily have the same kind of perspective as someone from the Ozarks or Appalachia, where they're up in the mountain and they don't really have anything, and it's cheaper and more convenient to get fast food and drink Mountain Dew, and just leading to all sorts of problems, and they don't really have an out. So it leads to all these different problems. But I think one of the key things is just people's investment in each other. And another thing would be the cultural biases, like not doing well in school because there's no real point. Grades won't get you anywhere. You're just going to end up in the mines. So why do you have to do well? Like another thing I can think of from history is in like the 70s, the 80s, and the late 60s, right after and it's probably still goes on a little bit, but right after the civil rights movements, black students in schools, if they were getting good grades, they would be called too white, quote unquote, by their counterparts because they were doing well in school. And that's it's just a cultural thing, and it's understandable because of different reasons. Like you want to go against the system because the system is what treated you unfairly, but that also discourages kids from doing well in school is because they don't want to be associated with that, especially during the civil rights movement. So it's little things like that I don't think we have the kind of perspective on because we've never had to go through it. We've never had those barriers, those barricades, those walls put up in our lives before. And that's something that was on my mind, and I thought I'd share for this progress report. So